Now we are going to start with the real thing, that is the discussion of the last 11 years art and culture MCQs questions, multiple choice questions of various types. I'm in the ancient art and culture section, the first section of the out of the 4 sections, and there will be 34 questions. Let's start with the first question of 2011. The Jain philosophy holds that the world is created and maintained by. I'm not going to allow you to watch the explanation written here. Let's look at the question only. I just told you that I am going to discuss it as if you are encountering this question. So I am encountering this question, although I know about the the answer of the question, but I will eliminate each and every option in case I will be able to eliminate it. And the difficulty level of the question, I have not mentioned here the difficulty level, whether it is an easy question or a moderate one or a difficult one or a out of this world question, right? So the reason being, this is a subjective aspect. I am from history optional. I am teaching you a GS history. You might be from a different optional. You have well prepared history. Then still you and me, because history is a larger component of the prelims and mains GS sections. So we might have a same kind of knowledge of that topic, if not the whole subject, right? But there might be some other aspirant who does not have an interest in history. Although about the history interest, you do watch our orientation lecture, orientation class on it, in which I will give you introduction about the history as a subject, out your common issues, as how a student, how an aspirant looks at the history as a GS component, which has a tremendous weightage, and 20% weightage. I have just told you guys in prelims itself, nearly 20%, which you will discuss in trend analysis video in detail again. And how to prepare it, what are the features of our foundation course, how the maps and images will be used, and how you will be imparted, how an aspirant will be imparted necessary skills in his preparation and his execution of the prelims as well as mains, how he will evolve as an aspirant who can clear the UPSC exam. Okay, next question, which is the first questions. Now we are going to discuss the MCQs in detail. Please don't look at the explanation. I am going to discuss from a perspective of an aspirant how he is going to tackle the question in the examination hall by implementing principle of elimination. Okay, we will discuss about all these, the detail about the execution styles, how to execute various kind of questions in different videos in our foundation courses are also available on our YouTube channel. This question, it talks about the Jain philosophy holds that the world is created and maintained by the universal law, universal truth, universal faith, universal soul. So let's forget about the universal. The difference you need to understand. This is a factual question, right? Universal law, universal truth, universal faith, universal soul. Now you should have the knowledge, but can you use your mind? Can you apply your mind a little bit? Can you correlate knowledge in this question? You might have a faint idea, you are not able to recall, you have read it. You have to correlate things, and then you can eliminate options. Then you can check out whether even in such question, such factual question, whether you can have an intelligent guess. You can take a little bit of risk because there is a negative marking. At best you have to eliminate 2 options and 50-50, and your gut feeling but gut feeling cannot be without eliminating, without applying your mind. Jaina philosophy. The Jain was, what is Jainism philosophy? What is the basic essence of the Jaina philosophy? Jainism. Jainism was against the orthodox Vedic religion, right? It was a part of the 6th century BC intellectual revolution. It holds that the world is created and maintained by. So what world is created and maintained by? What is world is created and maintained by? If you look at the Hinduism, you all know, most of you guys, you know that world is created and maintained by the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Trinity, and that ultimately, what is the creator is the Brahma, and destroyer is the Shiva, and what is maintained by the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. So they are the personifications. There is personifications. There is anthropomorphism is there. That is, human traits are attributed to the cosmic order, cosmic law, cosmic forces, cosmic energy. In Hinduism, there is such human personifications is attributed to these phenomena. Now, what is you understand by world is created and maintained by? Say country, if I replace world, I replace country. How a country is maintained, how an order is maintained in a country. There is government. Okay, our president is the first citizen, he is the sovereign. There is a government, Union of India. But from where it acquires its power, sorry. And obviously, it is the Constitution of India. Constitution of India is the supreme law of the land. Constitution of India is the ultimate authority. Constitution of India gets its authority from the people, because we the people is maintained in the preamble of the Constitution. But Constitution of India is the ultimate thing which maintained and create the system of the government. Okay. Similarly, I'm just giving an analogy. You might not like it, but I am trying to give emphasis on the law, right? There must be some universal law, some cosmic law, something, some natural order which is there by itself. Okay, I just told you Hinduism, these natural order, these cosmic forces, energy, etc. has given human attributes. This phenomena is called as anthropomorphism, and let's exclude the universal truth by some logic, although it is a purely factual question. Universal truth, any such satya, this seems very illogical. Universal faith, yes, it can be there. Universal soul, is there any soul like Brahma, etc.? No. Again, soul, universal soul. Jaina philosophy does not consider that. This is part of the Hindu philosophy. And universal faith. So now you are confused between A and C, that whether the answer could be universal law and universal faith. That is the Jainism faith. Jainism is philosophy. We will not talk about the Hindu philosophy, Hindu faith as or Buddhist say, or any other faith. So which one is feels better? You will weigh upon it. I am talking about how you are going to encounter it in case you don't know it, factual directly know it. You can try to solve it. You can get to a position of 50-50. You can get to a position where you can make a guess. I am trying to do that thing. Please don't consider that why, because I know the answer. You might also know the answer. I am trying to do it for those who don't know the answer, who have faintest little bit of idea how they can do it from their perspective. It might be helpful for those guys. So universal law or Jaina faith. But Jainism is not about Buddhism, Jainism, that in Hindi I am going to say hum hai. No, they are very moderate in their approach towards other religion. Okay, Jainism and Buddhism, they are not that sectarian. In history we don't learn about that much. So any universal faith, moreover, Jainism accept that there other faiths exist. The Vedic religion, Orthodox faith was there, then Buddhism and other heterodox sects were there. So it is also excluded if you apply your mind, if you recall the actual history, historical development, and if you know about little bit about the Jainism in you, whatever you have learned in the class, whatever you have listened to your teacher in your foundation course or the history module, right? So most logical, most acceptable. Remember, in such question, if you don't know, find out the most acceptable, most applicable answer, which is the universal law, the cosmic law. Okay, just a second. As written here, Jainism does not support belief in the creator deity. So that's Hinduism. I told you about the Brahma, and according to the Jaina doctrine, the universe and its constituents, that is the five constituents, five component, which are also similar constituents are also there according to the Buddhist philosophy. Soul, matter, space, time, and motion, and always existing. Even the Buddhist philosophy, there will be another question on that, that they are eternal. So such things, such essential phenomena, part of the factors of dharma. So these cosmic law things, these remains in eternity. Only those empirical, according to Buddhist philosophy as well, empirical things, they are not non-permanent. But such phenomena, such cosmic uh, components like cosmic energy, dharma, physical, cosmic order, these remain eternal. Maybe for the time being, sometimes they become passive, they became in latent, but they will always, there is no adi or ant. There is no beginning, no end. They were these phenomena were there in the past, they are in the present, and they will be in the future. Okay. All the constituent and actions are governed by the universal natural law that I told you, the cosmic law, natural law, etc. So the answer of the is of this question is this one. Why I have highlighted this soul? Because sometimes a question is asked whether the Jainism and Buddhism and the other heterodox sect of the 6th century BC intellectual revolution against the Vedic, later Vedic religion, whether they believed in the concept of the soul itself. So, from here, you can recall that yes, Jainism believe in the soul, not in the universal soul, not in the Brahma. Brahma is a creator. Okay. Dharma and Rita, also known as Rata. Dharma, if you read the Vedic religion, okay, then you will find Dharma and Rata, the concept of the Dharma and Rata. Okay, let's read the question first. Dharma and Rita depict a central idea of ancient Vedic civilization of India. Read it carefully. In this context, in the context of Dharma and Rita, in this context, consider the following statements. The type of the question is, I have also done about a little bit of, I have shown in the trend analysis video, the types of the question, like these are the favorite types of the question nowadays in UPSC CSE Prelims. Two statements and then one only, two only, both one and two, and neither one and two type of options. And these are very difficult because these statements also contain two parts, and sometimes they reverse the part. The part 2 information is actually of the part first, and the first information was supposed to be in part 2, and that becomes a negative marking trap. So the first statement is, Dharma was a conception of obligations and of the discharge of one's duties to oneself and to the others. Okay, let's wait. Rata or Rita was the fundamental moral law governing the functioning of the universe and all it contained. I have highlighted the main component of the second line. It is the fundamental moral law. Moral law. Okay. Dharma was a conception of obligation. Obligation. Actually, again, the last one that we are talk about the universal law, natural law. Similar to that, in Hindu philosophy too, there was also the concept of that there was a universal law, universal cosmic law, cosmic natural law, whatever you can say. The Hinduism, the difference with the other heterodox sect is in Hinduism, these cosmic energies, cosmic forces, etc., were given human attributes. Again, I am repeating this, that anthropomorphism was a special feature of the Hindu religion. Surya, sun god, right? It was a natural phenomena. It is a natural force, natural phenomena, but rain, sun, okay, earth, Prithvi, they are also given attributes, human attribute, that these are the gods and goddesses. Okay, that becomes a Hindu pantheon, religious pantheon, only because of special feature of the Hindu religion is the polytheism. There are multiple godheads. There is no monotheism. But ultimately, according to the Hindu Vedantic philosophy, the ultimate is these all gods are the actually the tattva. They are a part of the essence of the Param Brahm, supreme soul. Okay. So Dharma was a conception. In fact, Dharma, ancient Dharma, the concept of Dharma was a large. It is not just a merely legal. It is a very wide concept. Dharma includes the morality, the physical law, natural law, legal aspects of the day-to-day in among the human affairs. Okay, so it is a larger body of the similar regulations. Okay, so Dharma was actually a larger body. Okay, Rata was moral law mainly. Rata was about the morality. Now you need to know about the factual aspect of it. How you cannot eliminate it unless you can just know about the moral aspect, that Rata or Rita was associated with the moral law. Obviously, it is clear that both are associated with the law. Okay. And the first statement seems logically correct. Dharma was a conception, obligation of discharge of one's duty towards oneself and to the society. That is how social order can be maintained. That is how the religion can function. Okay. So it looks like logically correct. So one is correct. Now only need to do is the second thing, and in which you must be aware of that. Otherwise, you cannot solve it. That it was related to the moral aspect. Although if I am not aware of, still I am going to attempt it and I will put it as correct. C is the right option, that both are correct, that it is a moral law, because this is a religious concept, and the most religion, in fact all the religion includes morality. So by logic I have just solved it. Okay, now coming back to the explanation aspect of it, which I have written here, that Rita or Rata, which means the truth or order, I just mentioned that the cosmic order refers to the regulation order of universe by nature and was related to the conduct of the Vedic gods and humans, somewhere related to the moral and physical law. Okay, then Rita was later replaced by Dharma. So it was a more evolved form of the concept of the law, concept of the physical and moral law. So these Rita and Dharma was actually a wider concept. I just mentioned about it is not just day-to-day legal aspect. It includes the conduct of the even gods. I mentioned the conduct of the Vedic gods. Yeah, written here, right? Later on, as per Chanakya, you will learn about the Chanakya, who was an ancient political scientist, who was a philosopher, was an economist. You can term it, I mean, in various terms. He was a polymath. He was a person with great knowledge. Okay, polymath, like Rabindranath Tagore in modern history. As per Chanakya, Dharma was the promotion of one's own security, happiness, as well as the social order. Okay, this is the ultimate concept of the law. Okay, this Dharma does not mean religion. Religion is actually the more organized form of one's faith. How the religion developed. Dharma is actually the moral and physical law. Okay. So to maintain the social order, so that everything remains, everyone do their duty obligation in society, do their roles without without violating the others' rights. Okay, that is the concept of the law.